everyone. We learn about while loops today. So far you've been using for loops which are used to loop a certain number of times. You could have a for I in range 5 which would repeat 5 times, or for I in range 10 which would repeat the code 10 times. While the while loop is a conditional loop. It repeats the code until the condition is true. So let's take a look at how it works. Here we have a variable called user choice. We get the value of this variable from user input. So we ask the user to enter a color and we store the value of that color in a variable called user choice. And this loop repeats until the user enters red. So when user enters red, the loop stops. So while user choice is not equal to red, you go on getting user input until the user choice is red. So when user enters red, the while loop stops here. Let's run it and see how it works. Let's save this code. File example. Let's run it. So enter the color, blue, yellow. It goes on asking for color, pink, purple, and now I'll enter red. And the loop ends. So when the user enters red as the value, the condition becomes true and the loop stops. So while loop is a conditional loop. What that means is the statements inside the while loop are repeated as long as the condition in the while statement is satisfied. So it's something like if statement, all the statements within the if statement are executed only if the condition is satisfied. But the difference is if is not a loop. If executes the statement just once, while is a loop. So as long as the user choice is not equal to red, the loop will go around. It'll execute the statement inside. So it'll go on asking for inputs as long as user choice is not equal to red. It could be 10 times, it could be 100 times until user enters red. So can you try this code and see how it works? On line number 4 is a print statement. It's out of the loop. It's unindented. It just prints that the loop has ended. On line number 1, we have initialized user choice variable with a blank value before we use it in the while loop. So code and run the script and see how it works. Here is the syntax for the while statement. Make sure you've got it right. While is all in lowercase. And then there is a condition. And then there is a colon at the end of the statement. And then all the statements inside the while loop are indented, just like the way we have it in for loop. So now let's add a variation here. Let's write a code. Would you like some cookies? And this would go on until the user enters no. Let's run this code. So would you like some cookies? Yes, yes, yes. So this is going to go on until user enters the value no. You could enter anything here apart from no and it would go on. Here I'm just entering random values and the loop continues. And it ends only when I enter the value no. So can you try this code now? You could also turn a while loop into an infinite loop. So infinite loop is a loop which never stops running. Let's see how to do that. So here on line number 2, with while, if I give while true, T in uppercase. So now if I make this code as while true, and then if I run it, it's never going to stop, no matter what I type. Yes, no, even if I type no, because it's not checking for any condition here. It's an infinite loop. We have turned it into an infinite loop. This would go on forever. So to stop this loop from running, you could either press the stop button here, or you could press Ctrl and C from your keyboard.